Offroad Odyssey. Where the road ends, the adventure begins.
What's up guys, I'm Alexa Score and welcome to Offroad Odyssey. We love the desert and today we're in Phoenix, Arizona where we're gonna go hang out at Upfit UTV to go inside the build and see how they turn a Polaris expedition into the Upfit Xcape.
My name is David. I am the production manager here at Upfit UTV. Upfit is a production line of vehicles with every upgrade you could possibly want on a UTV off the showroom floor.
My name is Tyler Lochner, and I'm a technician here at Upfit UTV. We are now in 125,000 square feet, which we have filled up very quickly. Working towards producing 25 to 30 cars a month has really taken up a lot of square footage. So trying, again, be as efficient as we can with how we utilize the space and keeping parts and cars moving as quickly as we can.
Right now we have the Baja Limited, the DSR, which are both Pro Rs, the Xcape Polaris Expedition, the Ranger 1500, Ranger 1000. So we're about 5 or 6 models right now. The idea behind Upfit is when you buy a brand new stock vehicle off the showroom floor, the first thing you want to do is put upgrades on it. The idea is you buy this car with all the upgrades on it and you don't need to do all the extra work, all the hassle, and you get a full warranty. So the vehicle is brand new off the showroom floor and it's ready to go hit the trails immediately with no work done on your end.
We've transitioned into batch production instead of one-off production. It's enabled us to control the quality of the vehicles and making everything consistent all the way down to wire routing and zip tie placement. A lot of the components we receive are off the shelf and direct application of the vehicle. A lot of the parts we manufacture require sub-assembly to happen. We don't require a vehicle present to start that process. So we have an inventory department. We have a sub-assembly department that's installing radios and consoles and lights and bumpers and our clean air system in the roll cages and all the wiring and whatnot that goes into those sub-assemblies happen before a vehicle shows up, and then the parts and the vehicle are introduced to our production pod where we're capable of pushing out one whole batch per week.
Tyler just recently joined the team not too long ago. He's exactly what I needed because I do a lot of the behind the scenes stuff with planning, working with inventory and stuff like that. He is on ground zero with the team, ensuring that we're setting those standards and setting that expectation with our team and building the brand.
Here in the warehouse, there are rows and rows of stock machines from Rangers to Razors to Expeditions, all ready to be turned into one of Upfit's unique models. Today, we're building the Upfit Xcape, and it all starts with our stock Polaris Expedition.
The Xcape is, I look at it as a vehicle that can go anywhere with the comfort and luxury of fully enclosed cab.
It's kind of the SUV version of the side-by-side industry. Our Xcape includes a drawer slide, a 12-volt refrigerator, as well as radio communications, and a whole bunch of other neat features that make it possible for a family or a group of friends to go out and enjoy the desert with air conditioning and heater and power windows and all the things you'd find in a normal SUV.
Perfect.
We've got our plan set. Now we just have to execute. Get to work.
This week, building our Xcape is Mike, Rob, Hunter, and Brandon.
These are our stock shocks, and we're about to send them off to shock therapy where they'll change out the spring and work their magic on them. They'll come back meaner and ready for our Xcape. Deconstruction, teardown complete. Mod start when we get back.
Offroad Odyssey is brought to you by Onyx Offroad, your #1 off-road mapping and navigation app. Aluma Trailers, for everything that gets you outdoors. Let Aluma Trailers get you there. Murdoch's Ranch and Home Supply, your one-stop shop for all things DeWalt. Flow Fast, the ultimate portable fluid transfer system. Howdy, and welcome to Murdoch's Ranch and Home Supply, your neighborhood destination for all things DeWalt. All of them guaranteed tough. Fence in need of repairs? Grab yourself a DeWalt cordless fencing stapler. How are you set for firewood? Replenish your winter stock with a cordless chainsaw from DeWalt. Whatever your project, Murdoch's is your destination for DeWalt power tools and accessories. If you're in the neighborhood, swing by and say hi, or visit us online at murdochs.com.
Why do I love my Aluma trailer? I have a few reasons. Easy on, easy off access, so I can load whether I'm with my crew or adventuring solo. An industry-leading 5-year warranty. And they're made right here in the USA. Most importantly, my Aluma trailer lets me take fun wherever I go. To find your nearest dealer, head to alumaklm.com. Welcome back to Offroad Odyssey. We're just getting started on our Upfit Xcape build. Now it's time for some mods. So what's the first order of business here? We're doing on-car modifications.
Okay, so first order that we're gonna do here is we're gonna grind some little tabs off in here, just make some extra clearance for the long travel that we have. We have other little components that we can do off the car to help us out installing the suspension.
Just to make the whole, I mean, because the suspension can be a beast to install, but you're just making the process easier by taking care of some of the stuff off the car.
Sometimes you gotta grind for a bolt where a bolt is at, you know, little brackets and stuff like that. So this process normally takes about 10-15 minutes. It's not too bad. Passenger side's a little bit harder because you got to deal with the exhaust header and all that, but it's not that big of a process. We do got to drill some holes in the roof. We have a template for that. So the hole in the roof is for our roof harness. You got your pod lights, your Starlink is up there as well. We have a light bar. You get whips, so you know. Anything that you want to do up there, we have the harness already up there and installed for you. So it's just a plug and play harness.
So as you guys have expanded, you've kind of buttoned down your assembly process, and one of those things is having all your parts on this cart right here. Tell me a little bit about that process.
That's right. We learned that the awareness and visually being able to see all of our components as they kind of come together before we even introduce the vehicle was super critical. So we set up these carts. Every part we're going to put on the Expedition is on this cart. Everything we can do to pre-assemble and prepare the parts, so it's just direct to vehicle, roof rack, all of our rear suspension components, rear bumper, every Upfit UTV, every nut that we remove from the vehicle gets replaced with a new locking nut. We don't trust Loctiting old nuts or just reapplying old lock nuts. So all that stuff's new. Big part of why the cars handle so well long term. Front suspension, front bumper, cooler, the mirrors, another big sub-assembly item. This mirror's set up with the puddle light and the hole already drilled for the A-pillar light bracket to go on. We can get all this stuff prepared before we even disassemble the vehicle.
And how many parts are you actually fabricating here at Upfit?
All of our hard parts, so suspension, roof racks, bumpers, interior accessories, consoles, radio mounts are all fabricated here in-house.
All right, we should probably roll this cart over to our build.
Let's send it over there.
Let's do it. Special delivery. The mods are finished, and now it's time to upfit our machine. All of these parts from the cart are going on the expedition.
So yeah, this one we'll do new brake lines, front and rear. And then yeah, it just helps. That and these are steel braided, so they can withstand more pressure and all that.
My chair looks a little more comfortable than yours.
Oh, come on.
I can get you one of these if you want.
Funny story, I just kicked all those out of the shop. They were too comfortable.
Am I getting kicked out? I mean, it's hard to work when I'm in this bad boy. Blame it on the chair.
We'll allow it.
The boys are hard at work wiring, and I mean, we've got a lot of work to do. So while they do that, we're gonna take a break. See you soon on Offroad Odyssey.
Offroad Odyssey is brought to you by Shock Therapy, your premier suspension tuning company. Amsoil, protection you demand, performance you deserve. Flow Trailers, the only utility trailer in the sports car category. Moose Off-Road, on the gas since 1986. Fox Factory Vehicles, to enable a life of freedom, connection, and fulfillment.
From spring, summer, fall to winter, Moose Off-Road provides the largest selection of ATV and UTV accessories on the market. Moose Off-Road, on the gas since 1986.
Don't let waiting in line for service sideline your machine. Eliminate the wait and save money by doing it yourself. AMSOIL makes it easy with oil change kits that include exactly what you need in one convenient package. Choosing the right kit is also easy. Just plug your ride into our guide at amsoil.com and have your kit shipped right to your door. Upgrade to specially engineered products with AMSOIL and spend more time riding. Order now at amsoil.com.
Welcome back to Offroad Odyssey. Our cart has less parts on it, but we need this thing completely empty. Back to work.
down here napping.
Would you like fellow?
All the time.
We don't often think about it, but there are thousands of feet of wires that go into every single build, especially this Xcape. And they have the capabilities to make these harnesses right here on site at Upfit. We're about to go see how it's done.
What I normally do is I pull up my wiring diagram, my schematics, and verify on the car that I'm working on. Every car has a different build. And this is the main harness. I normally engineer them to go follow the OEM spec, so it goes parallel with all the other wiring that goes with the car. We tape them up. Sometimes the grade is higher than OEM. Every break-off point is for different. We got roof harness, we got rear harness, and once it connects, it's plug and play. And what we try to do is incorporate everything that you could possibly put in any of these cars for future. If someone wants to add Starlink, it's already gonna have Starlink power up there. It's already gonna have whips, it's gonna have perimeter lights. I mean, it's built for the future.
So you're making everyone over there's job easier, but you're also making the consumer's job easier if they want to add something afterwards. Yes. And this used to have to be done by hand.
Everything was done by hand, but we just got to the point where we were too busy.
Yeah. Was that did you have to tape it by hand?
Yes.
So you love this
I love
machine.
this. I'm the one that requested it, so yeah. It's ready to get put on the car. I label them roof, rear, and then it's ready to just hook up to the Switch Pro. So I install the connectors and it's already one full harness. It gets directly plugged into the Switch Pro, and all they gotta do is distribute it around the car.
Bleeding the brakes. So when we put the long travel on the new brake lines, we drained the whole system, making sure the brake system works fantastic.
One of the really cool features of this build is the C-deck throughout. So C-deck is traditionally used on boats for the flooring. For this build, it's used to create some texture. It looks really cool and it dampens the sound, but it can be really tedious to put on piece by piece.
Like right here, I just like lining up like how it goes.
Right now we're finishing headliner. We put aftermarket dome lights, extend all the way back to the cargo area. Again, the drawer slide, refrigerator still has to go in, phone mount, shift boot, and seats. We'll get the seats back in this thing. So the weight and the balance is all right before we do ride height and alignment.
I'm rolling, the tire's rolling. Woo! Nice catch. Our Xcape is looking so good, but before any Upfit build can head out the door, it's got to stop at the alignment booth to make sure it is ready for the trail.
It's an alignment machine. We put all our vehicles on it just to ensure that the ride quality is good and it runs true.
Is this standard for most shops? I mean, I've watched people align vehicles before, never with this.
We have such a high volume that we like to have it to be perfect every time.
Yeah.
It runs off of lasers, picks up sensors on each of the wheels, and then we adjust toe angle, camber, another step in the process to making something perfect.
Our Upfit Xcape is packed with features. Bed slide with cooler and a pack-out tray. An overhead console with 12-channel Switch Pro and radio. Rear view mirror bracket. Shift boot and shift knob. Heated steering wheel. Polaris sun visors. Polaris mirrors, but with custom Upfit puddle lights. Rock lights. Custom front bumper, +6 long travel kit suspension, shock therapy shocks, custom super light roof rack, C-decking throughout the interior, and KMC wheels with BFG mud terrain tires. Our Upfit Xcape is looking so good, and this machine is ready to head out to its lucky new owner. But when we get back, we're gonna take one of Upfit's other Xcape demos onto the trail to see how this thing handles in the wild. Welcome back to Offroad Odyssey. We've been busy in the shop all week seeing how Upfit UTV takes a Polaris expedition and turns it into the Xcape. We just hauled this one out here into the desert, and now we're gonna see how it does on the trail. I love that it's an enclosed cab for dust, for heat, for cold. It's such a comfy ride. It is a little bit louder of a ride, but with the C-deck, it definitely helps a lot. You can also just tell with the long travel suspension on there and the shock therapy shocks, such a smoother ride than this would be just out of the box. Not that it's terrible out of the box, but you always want it a little smoother if it can be. Definitely love when comfort meets function, so you can have the best of all worlds and you're not compromising on, you know, having a machine that can handle out here versus, you know, just having something that looks good or is comfortable. The Xcape kind of does it all. The Xcape has a ton of awesome features, but I'm gonna walk you through a few of my favorites, starting right here in the driver's seat. Well, first, we gotta talk about the C-deck. This is throughout the entire machine. It adds just such a cool aesthetic. And I'm not gonna lie, this machine is really loud, so it helps dampen the sound. All right, getting comfy in here in the seat. There is a heated seat and heated steering wheel. We might not need it during the day out here in the desert, but on those cold mornings, I'm all about it. Moving up here, one of my other favorite features is this switch panel. It's got a ton of features already, but it also has the capability to add more. So if you want to add things like Starlink or whips, it's plug and play. It's ready to go. All right, now for the grand finale. Moving to the back. It's all about being comfortable and entertaining when you're out there on the trail. So we've got the slide out with the refrigerator. Don't have to worry about ice getting your hand all cold and wet, reaching in there. It's ready to go. Plus, this thing just looks good. The guys at Upfit know what they're doing. The Xcape is rad. We'll catch you next time on Offroad Odyssey.